Hello and welcome to podcast number 70. My name is Angela Brooks from angelabrook.com, and I am a network marketer, blogger who have been doing this for over 11 years. And I found actually not one, but several articles where it was saying blogging is dead. Now, I don't know if you're a blogger or not. There's a lot of people that do not, but that's how I got started in my business. And that is how I generated my leads and got pushed out onto the wild, wild web, was using my blog. According to all the attention seekers, stranger people on the internet, blogging is just not as popular as it was 10 years ago. And my first thought was nothing is as popular as it was 10 years ago. So it really didn't make any sense to me for them to make that statement. But somebody who doesn't blog doesn't get it. Doom naysayers claim that blogging is going away with the horse and buggy, which that hasn't gone away either, because there's a lot of Mennonite Amish families around here that still do the horse and buggy. So that's a clue. The VHS tapes and phone booths and all that. Now I can relate to that statement that was in this article, which kind of made me laugh, because when I traveled to an airport recently, there was a whole wall of phone booths with the old-timey rotary dial and everything. So I was like, this person needs to update their knowledge that blogs are not going away any more than the basic telephone is. So why blog when you can podcast, right? Well, actually, I do both. So thank you for listening to me here on the podcast. And you can also read the blog post to go along with the audio as well. But I just decided to do both because everybody says get on video. Well, I'm not always video ready, and you're probably not video ready either. And I didn't want to have to do all of the critiquing that you have to do for a video to get it put up on a blog, which is not hard. I mean, you just attach it to YouTube and go on about your business. But anyway, anyone who's thinking that getting rid of their blog is something that's a waste of time hasn't really considered that 77% of the internet users continue to read blogs, and often it's not something that's going away. 84% of the companies who blog because it's been proven to be effective, more effective actually than email, ebooks, and white papers, which was really popular 10 years ago. So, websites also have a blog that are shown that 434% more indexed pages with a blog than without. So companies who blog, clearly, I don't know if 97% is the right percentage or not, but they get more links to their websites, according to EverCoach, which is 81% of US online consumers trust blogs and their authors because they get to know, like, and trust you, which is very, very important in our industry. Anytime you're working through the internet, you've got to build a connection and a relationship for people to even lean in enough for them to become a customer. So you're still sitting here listening to me, and I appreciate that. Maybe because you've heard my voice before, maybe because we've met in person, or maybe you're a frequent reader of my blog. Either one, it is something that you have to consistently do over time. There is no magic sprinkle dust that makes it go faster. It is continuously updating and working. So Friday, LinkedIn gave me a newsletter subscription button for LinkedIn subscribers. It stays on LinkedIn, but I have been an article writer for LinkedIn for almost 2 years. There's over 100 and something articles that I've written. And I go over and I start to do a post and I get a pop-up that says they have added the subscription thing. So I go over and I fill that out and finish setting it up, which was super, like 3 seconds. It was very quick. And not everybody has this offer just yet. It's still rolling out, but they rolled it out to people who had been using the article section on LinkedIn, which in my course, The Secrets of LinkedIn, I went over this in great detail because I knew this was coming, and they had talked about it on their blog, which I follow, and I read about the updates that come to LinkedIn. So I put that in my course. I'm like, drilling this. This is something that you need to do. You need to use this. Some people did. Most people let it fall off because they was like, oh, I'm not getting no likes. I'm not getting no comments. But LinkedIn recognizes what you do. Facebook sees what you do. LinkedIn rewards you for what you do. And so that's why I'm such a fan about LinkedIn, because it is so different from LinkedIn. Facebook seems to be punishing people, and LinkedIn is over here raising people up. So anyway, LinkedIn gave me this newsletter button. It is on every post. It is on every article that I write, that people can subscribe to my post, to my articles, so that when I go and put something on LinkedIn, these people immediately get notified, which is free advertisement, free leads, free conversations, because I showed up on LinkedIn and posted. In less than 1 hour, I put this article up on LinkedIn, and you can follow me over there. You just type in Angela Brooks, you can see me. 278 people had subscribed to get notifications when I wrote an article, AKA blog post, on LinkedIn. 278 people in 1 hour. I was like, oh my goodness, what did I just do? So I can repeat this. So that's just like 278 people waving their hands and, telling me, oh, she's blogging. I want to read what she wrote. Yeah, I'll take that all day long. It's easier to work when you don't have to do all the pushing out onto the internet yourself. I was more than excited. And the more someone knows, likes, and trusts you, the more likely they're going to do business with you. They're going to follow what you put out there, because there's a lot of content on the internet. I mean, you can be mind blown with how much is out there. So when somebody says blogging is dead, I get a chuckle out of it, because I know it's not. And it has changed, just like everything else changes. But it doesn't mean it's dead. It just means those that are consistent with any particular skill that you choose to use. If you're going to be a blogger, then you blog consistently every single week. If you're a podcaster, you need to get a podcast out every week. Some people podcast every day. That's just too much for me. Personally, I have done multiple podcasts. I just wasn't for me. There is no rule of how many platforms you have to be on or what you have to do. You choose what you love to do and do it consistently. That's the only sprinkle dust that you're going to get the massive results that people talk about. I don't use any kind of paid advertisement. These are the articles and things that I use personally. On my blog, I have written 809 blog posts, which actually it was probably more than that, but these are the ones 809 are active. I did shut down, I don't know how many, back when I very, very first started blogging. They were horrible, terrible, and made no sense to me. So I got rid of them. And there was a few that I had used a company name. I had, like everybody else uses those cheesy posts about buy my product garbage. So I took that off because I didn't want to be branded to them. I wanted to be branded to myself so that I can, market whatever. So if you're not getting those blog posts, I usually send those out to my email list. You can go to angelabrook.com/newsletter. We also just upgraded that page and it looks beautiful. I have a tech that when I need something prettified, I always call her to do it because she makes things look so much better than I can. It took me a long time to find somebody that I could work with like her. So I'm so grateful that I have that opportunity. But, people also told me that LinkedIn was a waste of time. Hello, it is not a waste of time. It's like anything else. You've got to use it before it's going to start working for you. And you build your algorithm so that you see the type of people that you want to talk to by using it. The more you use it, they're going, oh, she likes this kind of conversation. That's the kind of people show up on your profile. If I have somebody in my friends list that doesn't resonate with me, I stop following them. I disconnect. I don't keep people showing up on my feed that doesn't g-haul with me. So people told me a blog was a waste of time. They told me LinkedIn was a waste of time. And then it was all spam and in their message box, and they had zero attention on their post. Well, I get that, because so did mine in the beginning. However, the more I used my content over on LinkedIn and showed my blog post and engaged with people, it works just as well as my blog does because I use it. So what they should have said was the things that they were posting was crap, and that they had no clue how to make the wheels on LinkedIn go. There's a few tips that just makes everything change on that platform. And if you haven't done those little simple steps, then yeah, it looks like a spammy junkyard. But I jumped in on the platform and just really dug my heels in to figure things out. And I followed really awesome, smart people about the platform. And then I taught a class on everything that I learned, because there's just things that people say, well, I'm gonna get in there and play with it. Well, that's nice. You can't play on a playground that you don't know what the rules are. Once you know what the rules are, everything about it is it's just like magic, I guess you want to say. It looks different, it acts different, it provides different content to you. And in the LinkedIn secrets the course that I did, I talked about writing articles. I talked about using your blog post and posting them in multiple places so that you're doing one excellent piece of content and then putting it on multiple platforms to get eyeballs and attraction back to you. I talked about the importance of content. And I talked about where and how to get people talking to you on LinkedIn and having a true following that will share your stuff, like your stuff back, and do what we want social media to do for us. So some of those people that took the course, they got out there, they dug in. I've got one lady, Stephanie Oden. It doesn't matter if she completely understands it or not. If you give her a task, she goes and does it consistently, and she's starting to get those results. And I love watching her. I love watching people who take a class and put things into action and get results. It's fun for them, and it's super fun for me. So again, the same thing as always. People get on a platform, it doesn't work for them immediately. It worked for a short period of time, they fell off, and then they blame the platform, saying that it doesn't work, when actually it was the person who didn't work. So in an hour, 278 people jumped on to get noticed when I posted an article. Is more people than open most emails. Now, I'm a big email marketer too, because I know the importance of having my own email list. And if you're not on that newsletter, make sure you go to AngelaBrook.com and get on the newsletter. Because if they was to shut me down on the podcast, if they was to shut me down on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, what else do I have left? I have my email list. So using all these different platforms and getting people engaged and into our system, 278 people, that's a lot. That's a lot of folks. And this happened in less than an hour. So I just wanted to let you know that, and since then, of course, that was on Friday. Today's Monday. I checked it right before I started this podcast. 647 people are now subscribed to get notification every time I post. Now, I don't know about you, but the potential of me finding a customer or a brand partner in 647 people is pretty high. So my message box, I can guarantee, looks different from yours because I use it and I really focus in on conversations and it has just been amazing what I have learned between blog and a LinkedIn platform and how they work together. And I would like you to know the same thing, because I just don't believe in working harder. I just believe that when we use our content wisely and how you break it down into multiple pieces of content across the wild web, it makes all of this so much more fun to do. So the course is still up. It is The Secrets of LinkedIn. You can go to angelabrooke.com/links, and it's on that page. You can see it. It's not hard to find. It's stupid cheap for the detail and hand holding that you get inside that course. I was made fun of for not making it 2 times more the price that I put on there. And I just simply didn't want to. That's my stubborn streak. Because I remember when I was learning to build, you don't have large sums of money to throw at things, but I need to be compensated for learning it and giving you that information. But I wanted it to be affordable so you could get the knowledge, go use it. And what are you going to do if you're happy with a program or a course? You're going to share it with somebody else that needs help. So I simply just didn't want to. I didn't want to raise it any higher than what it is. And I wanted people to see that what they can do in business doesn't have to take all day. It doesn't have to take hours and hours of your time. It takes consistency and doing small chunks of actions throughout your business constantly to stay in front of people. So share this with somebody that you know. If you're on LinkedIn, please come find me and say hello, that you found me through the blog or through the podcast or Facebook or wherever you found me. And if you're on LinkedIn and you just completely suck at getting things working for you, it's all hands-on. I show you how to do it. I show you what to click and why you're clicking it. And then I show you my blog post and how to use them. And there you go. I like to help people get their information out there, because who wants to work hard when we can just get things up and going out on the wild web and let other people see our content, get to know us, and generate leads without working like crazy amount of hours. Blah, nobody wants that. So this is Angela Brooke from angelabrooke.com. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If this is the first time that you have been here with me, thank you. If this is something that resonated with you, I hope that you will share this podcast with a friend. And I will see you on the next podcast or over on the blog.